3, 2, 1, roll the footage. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Simon Severino, your host. And today we have Dr. Andrew Temte, CFA, former CEO of the Kaplan Professional, author of The Balancing Act and The Balanced Business here, because we want to know how can we run our business in a way that's resilient, that's fun, and he calls it the balanced business. So let's find out. Welcome, Andrew.
Thanks for having me on the show.
So why should our business be balanced?
Well, we live most of our lives out of balance, and it is the process of striving toward balance which is the most important. I ask your listeners to just pause for a moment and try to stand on one foot. You're not able to achieve perfect balance for very long, but our goal should be to strive toward a state of balance, both in our personal lives and in our business lives. As we move really fast in the world of business, all sorts of warts and unnecessary complication get injected into our business practices. So constantly thinking about balance is just another way to frame really the concepts of organizational health and continuous improvement.
Some people tell me they are only in balance when they are super busy and have many things spinning. And other people tell me they are in balance when there is harmony. What is, in your definition, what is balance?
Oh gosh, that's a fantastic question. If I think about a business that is striving toward balance, it is a business that has really a stewardship mindset, thinking about the business as a long-term sustainable operation. And so in a business setting, having balance is the environment where everybody knows what everybody else is doing, where goals are clear, objectives, the vision, the purpose of the business is clear, it's articulated, and again, it is an environment of smooth workflows where handoffs are not creating angst and anxiety, that if Susie and Billy are working together, they both know what each other are up to, and they have a reliable set of handoffs that over time trust can then build within the team and across teams within the business.
When you sent me your book, you sent the book and a t-shirt of your band. Why?
Oh, well, the band, I'm the lead vocalist in a rock and roll band called The Remainders here in the United States, in Wisconsin in particular. And if I could make my full-time vocation being a singer and a guitar player, I would absolutely do that. So the why behind me sending you a t-shirt is so that you can wear that shirt proudly wherever you are in the world, and hopefully somebody looks at it and goes, "Oh, The Remainders. I wonder what that's all about," and then they'll do a little searching and find out.
What is working best in your sales for you right now?
What is working best for me in sales right now is networking, is staying connected with with the core set of individuals and business leaders that I've curated in my network over the years as a two-person partnership, which is what our business is today. We don't have a large staff to rely on, so it is curating and nurturing those relationships, which end up becoming a partner, an informal partner network, where individuals are out there telling your story, amplifying the power of the two of us across multiple industries and multiple geographies.
Of the four strategic advantages, brand, community, switching costs, pricing power, what's your strongest one, your moat?
Well, right now, and I expect that this will continue. It is that community strategic advantage. It is that network. Uh, this coming spring, I'll be delivering a course that rides alongside the two books that have already been published, and it is the sale and promotion of that course, which will and set of courses which will ultimately grow the business. So having that foundation of community first, and then building from there, that is our strategic advantage.
And who is your ideal collaboration partner?
Well, for me, I'm an educator by training. Everything, my tagline, my purpose in this life is to teach, coach, mentor, and hopefully inspire. So my ideal collaboration partner is a fellow educator, or really an individual in the business community that has an education first mindset, a learning, training, growth of the business through education mindset. So chief learning officers, chief human resources officers. These are the individuals who are driving learning and training in most businesses. And it's those education first individuals who are my ideal collaboration partners.
How is your book showing up in your work right now?
Well, right now, my second book is my work. It is a lot of people think that, oh, I'm going to go write a book, and then the book is going to sell itself. And that is a trap that far too many people get caught in. The act of the process of writing the book is only half of the battle, and likely less than half of the battle. Most of the work comes from, again, developing those networks, getting the work out in the world. And for someone who's a deep introvert like me, and someone who is not marketing first, I'm a finance professor by training. And so I'm much more of a numbers person. The shift to really getting deep on the marketing side, that has been a distinct challenge for me. As the chief executive of Kaplan Professional, I had teams of marketers that would do that work with us and for us. And it wasn't my primary responsibility. Now it's my primary responsibility, and it's a wonderful learning process.
And how is being the lead vocalist similar to being a marketeer?
Well, so writing writing a book, being a content creator generally, the world of podcasting, being an author, being a thought leader, is really very similar to the music world, where it is not enough to write great music. You have to get your message out. You have to be constantly thinking about how you're going to curate that your network, and you're not just going to wake up one day and have a hit single and ta-da, the world is falling at your feet. It is a purposeful, grinding environment where you're every day waking up and making sure that you are part of the conversation, and the music, the book, the messages that are in the book. It's the books that is certainly the foundation, but you have to get your message out there. And a musician that thinks that it's just all about the music is going to face a very lonely and most likely sad reality.
And you just wrote a second book. So, do you think writing a series of books will have a disproportional impact versus having one and promoting that for very long?
Yeah, in my case, it is a body of work. My first book is really the what and the why of the balancing acts that we play in both our personal and professional lives. It's half autobiography, half business book. I want people to get get to know me in my first book, and then my second book is a management operating system. It is the how. It is something. It is an operating system that you can install in your business. And there are more stories. There are more nuggets of wisdom that are lurking back here in both my active working memory and also my subconscious that need to make their way out to really complete the story. So most authors that are engaged in a thought leadership thread and are staking a claim to a part of the market, um, uh, it is almost assuredly an evolving multi-stage story.
I have learned something after writing the first book, that I don't have to write the second book. I just need to write the proposal, get a book deal, and then I have to start writing the first page. What did you learn in your series of books?
Well, I've had the benefit of and the distinct pleasure. I was able to work with the publishing arm of my former employer, Kaplan, and they were wonderful to work with. And then in my second book, I'm working with a hybrid publisher called Amplify Publishing, and there you have, as a writer, as an author in the hybrid environment, you have much more control over both the message and how everything gets packaged and ultimately delivered to the market. And being an author that's also an educator and will be marrying books with educational courses, having that amount of flexibility was very important to me as an author. So my advice to potential your listeners who are thinking about writing a book, there are really three routes to market. There is the full self-publishing world where you have total control. And then there's the hybrid environment, which I engaged in my second book, and then there is the traditional publishing route. And there are pros and cons to all three of those channels into the world of authorship. So I would advise your listeners who are thinking about writing a book to think really carefully about what their objectives are. What are they trying to get out of the process of writing a book? How important is editorial control of the marketing message, the ability to sell books yourself, and also through your publisher. So there are a lot of questions to think about before just diving in to the book writing process.
Let's move to my favorite part where I get to ask you about your life after one word from our sponsors. What if your business would run well even when you are on vacation? Discover how 1,600 business owners have regained their freedom using the Strategy Sprints blueprints. How they enjoy living their dream and watching their business scale. Get the exact checklists they use to go from stressed to fulfilled using the Strategy Sprints method. Order your copy of Strategy Sprints 12 Ways to Accelerate Growth for an Agile Business on Amazon today. And if you love it, leave us a review. For more information, head over to strategysprints.com. Andrew, what makes you happy as a dog?
Well, I'm really a cat guy, so I'll switch things over to the feline. Um, what makes me so happy is being in front of an audience and having the symbiotic relationship develop either through music or through teaching, coaching, and training. As I mentioned before, they are at the end of the day they're both performative. They both require these performance skills. So it is the joy that one receives of being able to know that individuals are leaving the experience better off. They learned something. Hopefully, they grew. Or in the case of the band and being on stage and just sharing this powerful rock and roll connection, it is just I helped the band helped lift an individual's spirits just a little bit. That makes sharing that with the world makes me happy as a cat.
What's your favorite rock and roll song?
Well, I grew up. There's a three-piece band out of Canada called Rush, and Rush is a progressive rock band from the 1970s. And the song that I like the best is called "Free Will." So I encourage your listeners to look up "Free Will" by Rush, and the guitar solo and the bass solo right in the middle of the song they were life-changing for me.
It's noted. That's what I will listen to today. And what do you do to supercharge your relationships?
Just being there. I'm as I mentioned at the top of the show, I'm a deep introvert, so it's very, very easy to crawl back inside myself and convince myself that just being me and being very cloistered in my own environment is a good thing. So for me, it is being purposeful and taking action to ensure relationships not only survive but thrive. So I reach out. I love being a podcaster because I get to talk to individuals from all sorts of walks of life and industry backgrounds to help them tell their stories. And it is, again, I think it is being purposeful about maintaining and growing the relationships that matter to you.
By the way, my kids, they love rock and roll too. As soon as we get into the car, they say, hey, play the playlist. And then comes Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin as loud as possible.
Nice.
Who,
Nice.
who do you envy and why?
Oh, I love this question. I saw this question in your list, and you're probably you're not going to be happy with my answer, but envy is such a it leads to such a dark place for me personally. Whenever whenever I start to feel envy, I try to ask myself, why am I feeling this way? What is it about this situation or this individual that makes me feel like I've got to keep up and I've got to try to somehow change what I'm doing to be more like them? And it almost I don't like absolutes, always, never, but it seldom makes me feel better by chasing something that's not authentic to me. So there've been I'm Simon. I'm now 60 years old, so I've got a lot of quote unquote experience on this planet. And if there's one message that I can send to your listeners is that when you're being self-aware and thinking about the why behind why I feel the way I feel and really kind of tearing that apart, getting down to root cause and then working on whatever the root cause is, that's what leads me to a better state.
Some people can be your allies, bringing the best out of you, and some people are more like accomplices, bringing the worst decisions out of you. What makes the first camp versus the second camp for you?
I try to surround myself with allies. The accomplices, I'm thinking back to a play called Avenue Q. I don't know if that's made its way over to you, but there's this angel devil bad idea. There are these two bears, and one is the good bear, and the other is called the bad idea bear. And so your allies and your accomplices framework here is kind of like the bad idea bear. The bad idea bear in your life can be a lot of fun. The bad idea bear can also be a way for you to learn if you don't get caught in whatever scheme the bad idea bear in your life is trying to quote unquote sell you. So knowing the difference between your allies and your accomplices, the good bear and the bad idea bear, the angel, the devil, uh, that is a very, very important skill, because it brings us back to the concept of our ego and our kind of base selves versus the the kind of the thing that we aspire to be and can never really get to. So knowing what your allies bring to the table, and most importantly, knowing what your accomplices bring to the table, knowing the difference between the two, taking the best of both, I think is the message that I would send to your listeners.
Beautiful. And by the way, everyone, I'm also interested, what is your favorite song? Can be a rock and roll song, can be whatever your favorite song is. I'm happy to play it in the intro the next time. Let us know. You find us everywhere social. On Twitter, it's Simon Severino, or if you're on YouTube, just put it in the comments. I'm really curious what your songs are. And Andrew, how do you protect your confidence in tough times?
Yeah, I read this question and I immediately thought of, we're talking a lot about imposter syndrome in our kind of global vernacular, business vernacular, and it is protecting one's confidence is really recognizing the potential for imposter syndrome to press down on you, to weigh upon you, and to prevent you from entering into a conversation, to making an impact on others. Certainly, when my confidence level is low, what I do is I go back to my music, I go back to my writing, and I'm re-energized, refilled with the knowledge that there's more there, that I have something to say to the world, that I have a voice, that I can make a difference, both in business and in our personal lives. I think the thing that is the potentially the most damaging is trying to be too much, too fast, overreaching, and not knowing when to kind of pull back and get recentered, rebalanced, regrounded, and then take that next risk. So being very strategic in one's risk taking can have a great benefit to protecting one's confidence.
Andrew Temte, everyone. His latest book is The Balanced Business. And Andrew, where can we follow your journey? What's your favorite social media? Where should we go?
You can find me on LinkedIn primarily. Andrew Temte, it's all over LinkedIn. My website, www.andrewtemte.com, and I also am out on Facebook as well. I've purposefully reduced my time on X, formerly known as Twitter. I find that my mental health is much improved by doing so.
Thank you, Andrew, for being here, sharing your wisdom, your journey, your rock and roll with us, and your book. Everyone, Dr. Andrew Temte, and his book is The Balanced Business. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Simon.
Avoid trying to do thousands of things that doesn't work. We have 274 templates for your business success. Reach your ambitious goals with one-on-one sprint coach. We double your revenue in 90 days.
What if your business would run well even when you are on vacation? Discover how 1,600 business owners have regained their freedom using the Strategy Sprints blueprints. How they enjoy living their dream and watching their business scale. Get the exact checklists they use to go from stressed to fulfilled using the Strategy Sprints method. Order your copy of Strategy Sprints 12 Ways to Accelerate Growth for an Agile Business on Amazon today. And if you love it, leave us a review. For more information, head over to strategysprints.com.